Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1974 Olympia SM9 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in Western Germany and one of the top typewriters of all time. I would consider it number 2 behind the Hermes 3000. This is a more durable machine, all heavy metal. Made in 1974. It's got the sticker 21274 new. So I'm just going to assume that that was there when this was purchased for the first time. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up at the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the left margin. I'm going to set that on 0 and the right one around 75. This is the paper support arm that flips up from the back like a switchblade and extends. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers and a scale. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 1.5, or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want 1.5, just flip that switch down 1 notch. It skips 1.5. 1 more, it skips 2. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side. Flip that down to the orange indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. When you have it in the middle on the white indicator, it prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top on the blue indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful. Powerful. Smooth, precise, pica number 34 typeface, beautiful print, unique font, prints 10 characters per inch. And Olympia has a bunch of variations of font, makes it very collectible, sought after, instead of just going with the standard font on that most typewriter has. This and the Hermes 3000s do come in different fonts too, pretty commonly. To pull the page out easier, there's a switch on the right side. Flip that forward. It unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Going to flip this down for now and put the color back on black. Shift on each side and shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. MR stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button. It does allow you to type past that and type all the way to the end. This is your tab set and clear. Right now we have one tab set in the middle. I'm going to clear that by hitting this lever to the minus sign. So now we don't have any, but I always like to set one somewhere in the middle, so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. So you just push it up to set, down to clear, and to clear all tabs, you just flip the switch on the right side behind the knob here, and that'll clear all your tabs that you have set. But I'm going to set one there anyway. This is your carriage lock. Flip it up and then move the carriage to the middle. It locks it in the middle, so when you have it in case, it protects the escapement and the internal mechanism. Flip it down to unlock it. Backspace on the right side, very good. Hood opens like a car hood. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left side, so it's pulling to the right. Threads around this little lever here, and that's automatic reverse. When you get to the end of the ribbon, it will pull on that and swap it back to the side it needs to go to automatically. And if you want to switch it manually, you just do it with your finger like that on the side you want it to go to. Touch control below the left spool. The farther up you go, there's a minus sign there. The less tension there is when you hit the keys. The farther down you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. And this has a light touch naturally, so that might be useful to people who like heavier touch. And it has a sticker in there that says 21274 new. So I'm just guessing that this was a 1974, even though the serial number matches it on the typewriter database to 1975. But I'm just going to go with that sticker that this is a 1974. Carriage release on both sides on the SM9. That's one of the differences between the SM9 and the SM8. The SM8 has one on one side only, and some of the SM9 models I've had only have one on one side too. The main difference is that the SM8 has tabs manual set on the back side of the carriage, whereas this one has it on the keyboard. Carriage release on the left side, super smooth and powerful. And if you pull the knob out on the left side, it disables the spacing, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. Same concept when you move the line space selector all the way back. disables the spacing. Flip it forward, you get the clicks. Just want to be careful when you do that because then you'll lose your line forever. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.